I'm kind of drunk. Whoa, I didn't even realize how fucking crazy my hair is. I kind of look like I was like a washed up fucking 80s rock star or something. My dog's chilling with me. I am drinking gin, tonic, and juice, and I've had like 2 of them. Gin makes me very philosophical. Like, I'm always kind of like weird and kind of like out there. I don't have anybody to talk to right now, so I'm just gonna like talk to myself and like hang out with my dog who has this torn up toy that he's totally destroyed. But, so I was listening to these binaural beats, whatever the fuck, I don't know. So I don't really know how they work exactly, but I was like sitting in my chair. It's like over there. Over there, yeah. Like this was a couple hours ago, so I think this might be part of the reason I'm just like kind of like really crazy right now. But not in a bad way. You know what I mean? So I listened to this like expanding your consciousness, like awareness kind of thing, and it was cool. I was just like sitting and like involuntarily I was like laying back. It was weird. I got really relaxed, which never happens because I just never relax, and it chilled me out a lot. I was drinking at that time too, but I was drinking a lot slower and it just wasn't as much. But it somehow I got on to the subject of looking up like alien races. Hi, Goose. I don't know how that even happened. It must have been like subconsciously in my mind, and that like awareness or whatever kind of like stuck to me and was like, hey, it's like, it was like subconscious. And I just did it, and this probably doesn't make any sense. Not to anybody who's fucking normal. I'm not normal. I'm fucking weird. But, so I think that's what kind of like opened up my mind to aliens. So, like, I've never denied the existence of like aliens and shit. In fact, like, I mean, I've never really seen a UFO, but I've had, like, superstitions that I have, and, like, kind of, like, not even superstitions. Suspicions. That's what I meant. Suspicions that I've seen some. When I lived in Scarborough, every Monday night, I used to work second shift, so it was, like, 3 to 11, plus or minus. The place I worked at was in Cape Elizabeth, and I got home at like usually 11:30 or so. But every Monday night, when I would come home and park and do whatever, I would just be like, hey, I'm gonna park, I'm gonna go home, get some sleep, whatever, do whatever, get drunk, because apparently I do that a lot. So whatever, it doesn't matter. But every Monday night, I would see this like flashing thing, and it like kind of like, it was like a circle, it's like saucer, and I was like, oh well, it's probably just like a, you know, like a private airplane or whatever. But it moved fast, like it was a saucer, so it was like, so my hand is a saucer, right, and it was like do 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 do, and then it like would take these sharp turns, like it was insane. And I was like, what the fuck, this is really weird. And I remember going into my apartment and like being super freaked out. I was like, fuck, like, what if it's like a bad alien that's like gonna fucking like kill me or something? Obviously that didn't happen. I'm still here, knock on wood. But so I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that. But it was just like some experience that I had that was weird, and stuff. But aliens exist. They do. I feel like that guy on that meme that like, I don't have like a holder for this, so I have to like, it just doesn't work. But he's like, aliens. Aliens are fucking real. So I was researching these, like, alien races and stuff. And, like, looking up all of, like, I guess what would be considered, like, the like, common ones. Or whatever. Then there was, like, Syrian. There was Arcturian. There's Reptilian. Which, they're the fucking evil fuckers that we gotta take down. They're the Illuminati. The ones that are just terrible. Like, they're terrible. But then there's, like, Pleiadian, which is, like, I read, like, the characteristics of that stuff, and, like, I've kind of, like, for a really long time, unless you, like, I don't know, unless you know me well enough to kind of, like, follow my life and stuff like that, like, you don't get this, but, like, I'm an old soul, and I know I'm an old soul, and I never knew what it would be. Like, I was just like, oh, well, I'm just an old soul, like, whatever, like, this is why I do this, that, and the other thing, and then I researched, like, kind of subcategories of old souls and, like, all this other stuff. I don't even fucking remember at this point, but none of them fit me. And then I came upon this thing called a starseed one day. It was probably a few months ago. It was pretty recent, but, like, I read, it was a really long article. Like, we're talking, like, it was really long. And if you had printed it out, it probably was, like, 10 or 12 pages, because just, like, I don't know how I have focused like I do, but I do. So I read it, and I was like, wow, like, this fucking, like, really resonates with me. Like, this is, like, the most spot-on thing that I have ever read that, like, explains, like, all my weird feelings and, like, my existence and, like, all this other stuff. And, of course, I'm drinking now, so it might not be as coherent as it should be. But, basically everything it said described me to a T. I wish I could do that, but, like, I don't have a holder. I was going to try to make a little T, but anyway. And I was like, huh. So I was like, I kind of remain skeptical about things because I don't want to seem like I'm totally insane, even though I'm, like, kind of crazy. But, so I researched it more, and everything, you know, kind of said the same thing. And then I got onto this subject of, like, aliens and alien races. And if you are into conspiracies and into, like, weird shit that happens, the paranormal, the supernatural, like, whatever you want to call it, that stuff is actually real. I think if you haven't ever experienced something of that magnitude, it's because your soul is just not evolved enough and it's just not prepared enough to, like, realize that, or you're just not attuned to things, or you've got some fucking huge bias in your brain that's like, hey, God says this isn't real. Well, have you ever thought about God? Like, God is everything. God is the universe. I use God and universe kind of interchangeably because they're one and the same. And you appreciate creation. Stop. I'm trying to be philosophical. I'm not even trying. This is just how I am. Because I have nobody to talk to right now that would fucking think I was sane for talking about this. But stop. And then, of course, he gets excited when I'm excited. And I'm very enthusiastic about the subject in which I am speaking of right now. I lost my train of thought. So, ow! Fucker. One after twin bit my arm. Oh, well. So, yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Well, yeah, so my soul is very highly developed. I'm drunk right now, so you can't actually tell. They say that when you're drunk, you express, like, sober thoughts. Well, I think these things when I'm sober. I'm just not as open about them, so, I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm a freak. And there's so much ground that I could cover in this stuff, but, like, nobody ever wants to fucking listen to it. Like, everyone, like, is like, oh, that's too deep, or that's boring, or you're fucking crazy. And I'm like, really? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not crazy. Maybe I am. I'm a little crazy. Just a little bit. But not to any extent that, like, would cause detrimental effects to my existence, or whatever. I was supposed to be more poignant about this and more, like, involved. But I'm kind of eyeing my drink over there. I kind of want to take a few more sips. I have gone on for 9.5 fucking minutes about shit, like random shit. But, I don't know. I feel like my brain and my way of viewing things tends to get very underestimated. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't talk to enough people to really know exactly how they feel about me. Half the time I feel like people don't like me. Not because of anything I do, not because I'm like mean or anything, I just don't like me because I'm fucking weird. But I'm a socially savvy kind of weird. And at the end of the day, is what matters. So, I'm gonna watch this and see how fucking ridiculous I sound. Somehow I'm not slurring my words, I'm kind of like talking slow. But my brain is just like, it's like an annoying little bug that doesn't stop fucking biting you. And it bites and bites and bites until you have no fucking option but to scratch at it. And in order to scratch at it, you've just gotta fucking talk about what's going on in your mind. I curse a lot, I guess. According to Facebook memes and shit, you know, you're more intelligent if you curse. Well, I don't need that proof because I know I'm intelligent. I look like a fucking crazy gypsy right now, but that's, you know, that's okay. So, yeah. Don't know where I was going with any of that, but hey, I talked for 11 minutes and 20 seconds about my brain, which is better than nothing. It's kind of like a video blog. I could be writing this, but I kind of like watching myself. Like, I look pretty good right now, which is weird because I'm not even wearing makeup, but you know, that's okay. Okay. Bye.